It's happened again, hasn't it? It's happened again. Every so often, certain people need something to go and protest about, and this is by far the most ridiculous protest I have ever seen or heard of. In fact, it's quite a pitiful performance of a protest as well. So I'm sure if you're from the UK, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. In London, what had happened is, for those people who don't know, in London, this black lady bought some weaves, bought some wigs or whatever the hair product is. Obviously, I would never know anything about hair products because I don't use any. Personal choice, of course. Anyway, so this woman bought some hair products, and of course hair products, when it comes to hair products, you can't be giving them back. You can't be weaving them in and getting your sweat on it and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden wanting to go and give this product back. And it clearly states on the receipt, because we've seen it now, that these products cannot be exchanged, just like underwear. You know, stuff that you put in your hair, you can't get clippers and try them and think, no, they're no good, I'll go and give them back. We all know hygiene reasons, you can't give certain things back, unless it's Amazon. Anyway, so this lady has gone to the shop, obviously in a very polite manner, I'm assuming, especially after the videos I've seen. And she's gone there to try and give this back. And the guy said, look, listen, you cannot give this stuff back. You guys know the rules. I've been here for years. You know the rules. This is the way it is. You can't give this shit back. It's simple as. She's kicked off, gone to the back, grabbed what she wanted, and is now proceeding to steal and walk outside the shop. This is on CCTV, by the way. The guy's at the front. I don't know if he's Indian or if he's Pakistani. I don't know. I don't know what this guy is. I know he's brown, and I know he sounds brown, so he's from the same region. Anyway, this lady's walking to the front, and he's kind of stood there stopping and saying, yo, you can't steal, which is perfectly normal. You can't go to a shop and start stealing stuff. You're crazy. So he pushes her back because she's in his face, pushes her again. I think she slaps him or whacks him or whatever. She is stealing. It doesn't matter whether she touches him or not. She's stealing. He detains her in a very strange way. Very, very strange way. There's one thing or a few things you don't do to black people, and that's choke them. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they take that personally. So I don't know why the guy did this, bro. And if I could just tell you one thing, you should have done that. But anyway, he choked her from the back of the neck, and he's like dragging her inside the shop. While he's kind of like choking her or detaining her, he says, whatever it is. She gets the basket, ramming it in his head, slapping him, doing all sorts of stuff. She is kicking off. She was the original aggressor. Not only was she the aggressor, she was the thief. Before any of the choking, before any of the detaining or whatever you want to call it, she was a thief. He stopped a thief. Let's call a spade a spade. Regardless of race, regardless of whatever, whether she's female or not, whatever. She is a thief. Because for some reason, people think, oh, if he had done that to a guy, it's okay. But because she's a female, and then on top of that, because she's black, it's now a time to protest. So this guy detained her. The coppers came down, the police came obviously, and the police did the right thing in this instance. The police arrested her. Yes, she got released, it's the UK, they arrested her for a little bit. I don't know whether she's going to get charged with assault. Maybe the guy's going to, he's not going to press charges. I'm assuming he's going to drop the charges because there's no real assault there. I think he should just say, you know, water under a duck's back. It is what it is. These things happen. Well, they don't, but they do. Leave it as is. But for some reason, the community, the black community, all of a sudden, a couple of guys think they're Malcolm X. Bro, he died a long time ago. He was your last savior, last hope. He died a long time ago. And there's a few people, they've got their megaphones and they're outside the shop and, you know, I don't exactly know the chants they were doing, but along the lines of, you touch one, you touch all. Interesting, because this happens in London every single day where they touch each other, but no one protests. No one does anything. How about you go outside and protest that happening, them stabbings and killings happening every single day? How about you go and protest that? How about you go and protest outside these shops and say, we're not allowing our people to thief? How about you open up the youth clubs, the centres and all this kind of stuff to say, look, we need to, as a community, get together and do something. Because I'm not the one talking about community. I like to say we are all one. White, blacks, Asians, everybody. We are all one. That's the way I see it. I never take my business to any particular race for any reason. I don't do it. I use my friends first. If I have a friend who's doing a certain business, I will use my friends first because I will support my friends. After that, it doesn't matter to me. And the friends that I'm supporting, they can be white, they can be black, they can be Asian, makes no difference to me. If it's somebody I know, or if it's somebody, a friend of a friend, I will support that business. I'll always do it. That's just the way I am. So it's got nothing to do with race over here, but for some reason, they felt the need in this protest to say, we need to build our own ecosystem and we should only be buying off black. So black people should only buy off black people, which is absolutely ridiculous because we know that doesn't work. It's never worked and it's not gonna ever work moving forward. No one does that. Asians do not just buy off Asians. People have this misconception thinking Asian people only buy off Asians. We do not only buy off Asians. Blacks do not only buy off blacks, and white people do not only buy off white people. Otherwise, none of these Asian shops would even exist. I mean, there's so many different shops. I'll give you an example. There's a Kurdish shop that I go to almost every single day to eat my food. Very rarely see any Kurdish people in there. Very rarely see any black people in there. It's always white people. Why do they go there? Because the food's good. If I go somewhere, the food's good, I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to sit down and like it, yeah. Yes, certain cuisines suit my style more, so I'm not going to go to a Yemeni restaurant that often because I'll probably get the shits. I'm not going to go to a Sudanese restaurant or an Eritrean restaurant because I've been there and tried them, it doesn't really agree with me. But it's got nothing to do with culture, religion or ethnicity or anything like that. But for some reason, when people in this day and age come out and say, blacks need to buy off blacks, that is kind of a little bit, I don't know, bro. This is a little bit, that's wrong. First of all, you shouldn't be doing that. And then I say to those people, do you know what, bro? Go and try it. Go and try it. But then it gets even funnier as the story unfolds. So the protests continued a little bit more and more. More people latched onto the virtue signaling, wokeness. They thought, okay, we have something over here. Let's go for it. Let's go for it, as they always do. So they'll go out. And when I say as they always do, I'm talking about the white people as well. Because anyone who wants to virtue signal has no race. Virtue signalers have no race. Wokeness has no race, no culture, no religion, nothing. You want to be woke, you want to go out there and say, yes, we're the powers to be. Let's go and do it. Those people have no race. There was a black lady outside and she started, this is the funniest thing. I wish I could show you guys on here because I haven't really got these videos. I just had them on Instagram scrolling through. And she's out protesting and she says, what did she, I can't remember the exact words. But anyway, what she was trying to say was that we need to protect our women. We need to, I think she was a lesbian or whatever, part of the LGBTQ, and that's fine. And as she was talking about something very good at one point, she had a good little rhythm going. Yeah, we need to bring back power to the black women. We need to do this. Then she said, I was with my transgender friend the other day and someone spat in her face and she's black. Bro, that has no relevance to this. But let me tell you how smart she was, because she's very smart what she's doing. You see, there's a certain group and select individuals who you can't attack. Or you can attack, but you get to, how can I say, it's really wrong to, I don't want to say certain words. If you start attacking this particular group of people, then you are seen as really bad from everybody. And everyone is going to come on top of you like a ton of bricks. So she thought, I'll tell you what we'll do. We have half a story, or not even half a story here, of this black thief, a lady who is black, who is a thief, trying to rob a weave in an Asian man's shop. It's not concrete enough. It's not solid enough. There's nothing real. There's no real substance to this. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just attach LGBTQ to that. That's all she did. So while she's talking, she said, and my black friend who's lesbian got spat in the face. Or my black friend who was trans got spat in the face. So black men now also need to protect them as well. It's like, bro, hang on a minute. So black men, black guys, you guys have got it hard, bro. You men have it hard. Our women, thankfully, our women don't go in the street and protest like that. But black men have got it really hard. Black women are saying, you need to protect us, but then you also need to protect our trans friends from getting spat in the face, bro. Unbelievable. It's crazy. And do you know what? To be honest with you, you have to laugh. You have to chuckle because, you know what? What else can you do? It's absolute craziness right now everywhere. And when my friends send me stuff or when I look at stuff, and I often share them on Instagram as well, if you follow me on Instagram, I don't get annoyed by these things, and I don't get pissed off by these things, and I don't get annoyed by these cultural wars and all this kind of stuff, because we're beyond that now. We're well beyond that. And you can clearly see the divide. You can clearly see the divide and conquer mentality, or the divide and conquer culture, which whether they believe this or not, put it on us. And we ran with it. We ran with it. And when I say we, I mean people who aren't up there. We, the peasants, ran with it. So when you speak to other peasants and you say, you know what, we shouldn't buy into this divide and conquer. We are all one. Blacks, Asians, Muslims, everybody, whatever culture, whatever religion we are all one. But they don't want to believe that. They want to cause these little rifts. They want to cause these little fights. I mean, let's break it down what it was. This woman, she was a woman. That's it. She was a woman. Went into a shop. Tried to return something that you're not allowed to return. And that's fine. It's okay. You can have the argument. You can leave it at that. Now, when she's becoming a thief or taking matters in her own hands, now that's a police situation. She thieves something. Now, as the shop owner, you have every right to protect your property. He pushed her back. She didn't want it. She slapped him. He choked her or pretended to detain her, pulled her back. It's that. It's done. Now, anyone from that community with half a brain cell will come out and say, you know what? This ain't our fight. This is an individual situation. It's for them to deal with. We didn't go out and steal anything. We didn't get slapped in the face. Nothing happened to our culture. No one is going around and saying now it's okay to go and slap women. No one's going around and saying now it's okay to slap and choke black women. No one is saying that. So stop making this a thing about race, culture, and even gender. It is not. It is an isolated individual situation. That is it. She did something wrong. I am going to take the guy's side in this situation because I would have hated for a female to run at me and charge at me and I'm pushing her away while she's trying to rob things from my shop. And you know full well, guys, if you live in the UK, the guy will have not insured a weave. You're not going to insure a weave, are you? And somebody steals it, what's the police going to do? You got CCTV? Yeah, we've got CCTV. We got the guy's face? Yeah, we've got the guy's face. This was the thief. This was the person. Do you know what the UK police do? Jack shit. We know that. And this guy knows that as well. So he had to take matters into his own hand. He didn't do nothing wrong. And if the female thought she did nothing wrong, great. Then that's fine. Let them duke it out. It has nothing to do with the whole culture and the whole race and the whole, society of people. Stop making this so personal. And that's what I don't do now. I don't make any of this personal because the people, the peasants, are always going to fight amongst themselves. And it's up to you and me and everybody else who's got a half a brain cell to try and climb out. And not let these crabs that are inside the bucket drag you down. I don't know if you understand that analogy or not, but other crabs do not let that one crab climb out the bucket. So be the crab that climbs out the bucket. Hopefully this gave you some value and some entertainment. Comment down below, like and subscribe.